Time passed, and somehow, everything just kept getting better. What we had grew. In the small moments, in the laughter, in the quiet nights at home, we met each other's worlds, friends, family, and little by little, those worlds became one. And then, something changed. She got promoted. She was doing what she loved. And I had never seen her that happy. Our life wasn't perfect, but it was ours, and somehow that was more than enough. And with her, even the ordinary felt like everything.
It started with something simple. A trip, just the two of us, and for the first time, we left everything else behind. It felt different, like time had slowed down just for us. We didn't plan everything, and maybe that's why it felt perfect. There were moments where we didn't need to say anything. Just being there was enough. And at night, everything felt softer, closer, like the world outside didn't exist. I learned even more about her, and somehow I fell even deeper. And when it was time to go back, I realized something. It didn't matter where we were, as long as I was with her. 3 years. It sounds like a significant milestone, but when I look at Taylor, it feels like we are only just beginning our first chapter. I wanted tonight to be perfect. A celebration of every small moment that built the foundation of us. The lights, the candles, the quiet warmth. When the door finally opened, the chill of the evening followed her in, but the look in her eyes instantly softened the room. She walked toward me with that familiar, steady gaze. I whispered, "Happy 3 years." She took my hands and said, "Best 3 years of my life." We sat together, the world outside fading into a distant hum. In the silence, our connection felt deeper than words could ever describe. Taylor looked at me with such sincerity it made my heart ache. She said, "I love you," with a gravity that grounded everything. I felt tears pricking my eyes as I replied, "I love you too." It's a simple phrase, yet it carries the weight of 1,000 days. We shared a soft kiss, followed by a tender forehead touch. It was a promise made in the quiet, a vow without the need for ceremony. But then, Taylor's expression changed. She reached into her pocket, her fingers trembling slightly with a nervous, beautiful energy. She pulled out a set of keys, held together by a simple ring. She looked at me and asked the question, "Move in with me?" I laughed through the sudden lump in my throat. I managed to choke out, "I thought you'd never ask." The future suddenly felt real. A few weeks later, we stood before a new door. The morning sun was bright, casting long, hopeful shadows across the threshold. As we stepped inside, the light flooded the empty space. It wasn't just a building. It was the blank canvas of our shared life. Our cats, Nico and Pam Pam, were the first to investigate. They prowled through the rooms, claiming corners that would soon hold our memories. The days that followed were a blur of domestic joy. We found our rhythm in the kitchen, cooking meals amidst the half-unpacked boxes. We spent evenings on the floor, surrounded by cats and movie marathons. The simplest things became the most precious in our new home. Every morning I wake up and see her there, and I realize that home isn't just a place, it's the person you choose. I see her in the way she meticulously plans our weeks, and she sees me in the way I color our world with art. We have built this life brick by brick, laugh by laugh. Through the tired days and the celebratory ones, we remain anchored to each other. As the sun dips below the horizon, I rest my head on her shoulder. There is no place else in the world I would rather be. 3 years later, and a lifetime still to go. If you ask me again tomorrow, I will give you the same answer. Because after everything we've shared and everything we've built, I still choose her every single day. Life isn't always about the grand gestures. Sometimes, it's found in the quiet corners of a shared apartment, in the laughter over a failed recipe, and the warmth of a home built together. For Camila and Taylor, every ordinary moment felt like a masterpiece. From playful afternoons with their cats, Nico and Pam Pam, to the comfortable silence of their shared dreams, their love grew in the small, beautiful details of daily life. But tonight, the air feels different. Under the soft glow of fairy lights, time seems to stand still. A single rose, a flicker of a candle, and a heartbeat that echoes with a lifetime of promises. Taylor knows that certain things are worth holding on to forever. As she takes a breath and looks into the eyes of the woman she loves, the world fades away. I don't want a life without you. Not one more day, not one more moment. Will you marry me? Through joyful tears and a heart full of hope, the answer comes as easy as a breath. Yes. Of course, yes. This isn't just an ending. It's the beautiful beginning of their forever. Every great story has a beginning, a moment where two separate paths converge into one singular beautiful trail. For Camila and Taylor, that moment was the quiet foundation of a lifetime. Under the warmth of a golden sun, they exchanged more than just vows. They exchanged a promise to witness each other's lives, through every joy and every trial that lay ahead. The early years were a whirlwind of building a home, a sanctuary where love wasn't just spoken, but lived in the small mundane details of shared coffee and quiet mornings. Soon, their family began to grow in ways that filled the house with life. They welcomed two tiny kittens, small balls of fur that brought a new kind of chaos to their world. The living room floor became a stage for laughter and play. Watching the four cats chase shadows was a reminder that happiness is often found in the simplest of moments. As the years stretched on, their professional lives flourished. Camila's designs and Taylor's code were different languages, yet they always understood the passion behind each other's work. Outside their window, the world continued its relentless pace. The trees shed their leaves and donned new ones, a silent witness to the decades of love growing within those walls. Time is a gentle thief, stealing the vibrancy of youth, but leaving behind a richness of spirit. Camila's red hair softened with streaks of silver, and Taylor's black hair faded to gray. They found themselves on the same couch where they had once dreamed of the future, now surrounded by the memories they had actually built together. Their hands remained joined. Every wrinkle was a story, every gray hair a milestone. They had weathered the storms and celebrated the sun, always standing side by side, anchored by an unbreakable bond. As the day began to fade into evening, they wrapped themselves in the warmth of a shared blanket, looking out at the horizon they had navigated together for so many years. There was no need for words. The silence between them was full and resonant, a testament to a love that had moved beyond the need for constant explanation. In the twilight of their lives, they stood silhouetted against the dying light, two souls who had found their home in one another and never let go. Their hands, now weathered by time and work, held the same firm, loving grip they had shared on their wedding day. A lifelong commitment, beautifully fulfilled. For Camila and Taylor, love wasn't just a chapter. It was the entire book. And as the sun set on their story, they knew every page had been worth it.
Hey, if you made it this far, thank you. Really, thank you for staying, for watching, for feeling this story with me. This was my first story, and I know it wasn't perfect, but it was real. So thank you for your patience, for your time, and for being here. This isn't the end. There are more stories coming. So if you want to stay, follow us. And maybe I'll see you in the next story.